Welcome back to the show, everybody. Check these headlines out. The gloves are coming off. Watch out, SEC. Coinbase is making it happen today. And guess who else has made it happen? Empower Oversight, a treasure trove of documents now turned over from FOIA requests. You're not going to believe it. It's worse than we ever even thought. Somebody roll that beautiful intro.
Digital Perspectives with Brad Kimes. Come on in.
Welcome back to the show, everybody. You can follow us on Twitter and YouTube for exclusive content. Right now, the cryptocurrency market cap is $1.21 trillion. The market is up 0.08% in the last 24. Bitcoin now just over 29,000. We see 1,800 plus for Ethereum. Tether market cap is 83.8 billion plus. Watching it close, we still don't know how the U.S. government, Department of Justice, or the Federal Reserve feel about Tether selling a digital dollar, the only product that the Federal Reserve has ever had. And we don't know how the government feels about it or the Federal Reserve. Remember, that is not a branch of the government, it's a private central bank. XRP's at 65 cents this morning. We're off by 1%, slightly over on the 24-hour, and off by 7.32% on the 7-day. Let's get started right here. It's linked to, ladies and gentlemen, explore, analyze, and invest. This is an amazing opportunity if you're an accredited investor to get access to the best private equity on the planet and for things off the planet. Axiom Space is setting out to build and create and make a mark in history, ladies and gentlemen. They're going to build the first commercial. Are you ready for this? The first commercial space station. I couldn't be more excited, and I know you guys are too. I've already gotten a lot of feedback, but don't mess around. This stuff doesn't last long. I tell you guys, but if you wait too long, it's going to be gone. Make sure you click the link for link to underneath the video and get your private equity today. The first ever commercial space station. How incredible is that? Go link to. Here we see CoinFlip adds XRP to 4,500 ATM machines. This is a Chicago-based firm here. Look, I love seeing it. I know you love seeing it, and you're going to love seeing this too. In all the years, says Paul Grewal, the chief legal officer, former federal judge, chief legal officer for Coinbase, in all the years of bail revocation hearings I did, never did anyone or any organization claim a First Amendment right to facilitate witness intimidation. And for good reason. That's not how the First Amendment works. Yeah, that's right. Sam Bankman-Fried is trying to pull a fast one and says you can't put him in jail because it violates his free speech. I'm pretty sure you can say anything in jail that you want. People around you might not like it, but you can say whatever you want. Meta lawman here, James Murphy, shout out to him, reminds all of us, you know, when you hear people like myself and others echo that Congress could be doing more to rein in the SEC, well, leave it to Meta lawman to show us exactly a path of how to do that and put them back in line. And I want to remind people, look, I'm not going to read this whole thing, and you guys should because it's a remarkable thread. But what I want to point out here is he's suggesting that based on the major questions doctrine that we know the Supreme Court recently invalidated the Biden administration's student loan forgiveness plan and some other things that have come before the Supreme Court. But based on that, basically what Meta lawman is suggesting here is that Congress themselves, as a unit, could file an amicus brief in the SEC case against Coinbase. Think of it. Now, I want to remind everybody right now, okay? I want to remind everybody right now, it was Meta lawman that highlighted that forevermore, John Deaton has changed the way crypto cases are fought forevermore by filing that amicus brief and getting 76,000 XRP holders behind him. And here, if Congress were to do the same thing, they could challenge the position that the SEC has taken against the crypto industry and actually get their voice heard, and all of us in doing so. He says here, an amicus brief from the House of Representatives could say Congress has not granted the SEC authority to regulate crypto exchanges. We consider the question of which executive branch agency, if any, will be given authority to regulate the crypto asset ecosystem, including crypto exchanges, to be a major question under existing Supreme Court precedent. It is the prerogative of Congress to answer this major question, not the SEC. Congress is currently considering various pieces of legislation to establish comprehensive regulatory framework for the crypto asset ecosystem and the crypto exchanges in particular. Thus, we support Coinbase's motion to dismiss this case now. How about that? And I think it could have a massive impact. And let's take a look at this. Later today, Coinbase is saying the gloves are coming off, ladies and gentlemen. Chief Legal Officer Paul Grewal says they will file to dismiss the SEC lawsuit against Coinbase today. How about that? Coinbase is not sitting back on this, and I'm so glad. In fact, it goes on to say, after Cointelegraph had highlighted that the SEC suit against Coinbase is set to be challenged by Coinbase and the chief legal officer, Paul Grewal had this to say: for most people, Friday's just the day before the weekend. But after this Friday, the neighborhood will never look the same, never be the same. How about that? You know, I love this confidence coming from Coinbase. I really do. And I hope it continues, especially based on this news. Now, we all know about the Hinman emails. We know about the inside trappings of Bill Hinman and his decisions to move in favor of Ethereum and giving a free pass, hashtag ETHgate. But here is more disturbing news, ladies and gentlemen. You need to know about it because this is our United States government and agencies working alike against retail investors for their own personal gain. This is, if you want to see what I believe is a regulatory capture of a government agency, buckle up, because this is what you're about to see. Shout out to Jason Foster and everyone at Oversight. Empower Oversight does what this work is remarkable here. Let's start here. The SEC has turned over 324 pages of new documents in response to our crypto conflicts and FOIA requests. Well, here's what we got. The latest batch of documents follows a May FOIA lawsuit brought by Empower Oversight in D.C. It says here, 3, Joseph Lubin and Consensus played a more central role than previously known in the SEC Director of Corporate Finance, William Hinman's controversial June 14, 2018 crypto speech. Lubin also apparently brought Hinman and the Ethereum creator Vitalik Buterin together as a speech was drafted. It's all right here, ladies and gentlemen. It's all right here. Investors and attorneys closely associated with Ethereum were prominent on the list March 28, 2018, meeting on a crypto safe harbor proposal. Look at it. Just take a look here. Let's just get a look at it. You look at the names: Scott Kapoor, Andreessen Horowitz, Dax Hansen, Perkins Coie. You see all the names that we've been talking about for years now. That's what we're talking about. We'll get into more of this in a second. On August 22nd, 2019, emails show Hinman met with Simpson Thacher and partner Chris Lynn while Lynn was representing Canaan, a crypto mining client, on its IPO. Oh, really? SEC Ethics Office repeatedly warned Hinman against such meetings since he was receiving millions of dollars, 15 of them, in payments from Simpson Thacher and while at the SEC. Now, let me tell you, let's back up here a second and get into some of this a minute here, because you're going to want it. It is not good, ladies and gentlemen. You know, Joseph Lubin is the founder of Consensus, a software production shop, plus a lot more, that is currently involved in assisting in a lot of blockchain development in the market today. As you can see from the below, Joe is reaching out to the regulatory world to provide help and pursue constructive discussion in connection with that effort is asking for appropriate introductions. Joe has also included Aaron Wright, a law professor and academic at Cardozo, who is being very effective in his role in helping to facilitate thought and debate about the securities and commodities law issues raised connection and ICO offerings. I'm going to introduce them to Valerie Suspanic and would like to include you as well. Unless you have other thoughts on process, I will just include you on my email back to Joe, and in the meeting invite will follow after that. This is what we're talking about, right? This is what we're talking about. This looks less like impropriety and more like collusion to me. Right? The question now is, we wonder, is the Inspector General of the SEC going to continue to turn a blind eye to this obvious impropriety and what certainly appears to be collusion? How about it, Gary? Are you going to use the same glasses for Hinman's actions as you did Sam Bankman fraud? Maybe it's just that Hinman's a big Democrat donor like SBF. Maybe that's it, right? He did have $15 million he was making while he was there. Let's play a little game. Guess who needs a lawyer? William Hinman. Guess who else needs a lawyer? Everybody on that email list. Guess who else needs a lawyer? Joseph Lubin. Yeah, if the world and the country is what it is said to be, they all better lawyer up. Here's a highlight here of that call with Bill Hinman and Joseph Lubin. You can't make it up. Brad Garlinghouse did, in fact, tell us that the SEC behavior would be shameful. Did he not? He tried to warn us. Here's the invite right here from Consensus 4/23/2018. Cowboy.crypto. He was going to take a break, but how can you take a break when news like this breaks? Here's the 4/23/2018, less than 2 months before the FreePass ETH Gate speech. Same day, Bloomberg reports CFTC Chairman Gary Gensler says Ether and Ripple's XRP could probably be classified as securities. Oh, and I'm sure they had Joseph Lubin's help on that with those calls. Here we see the highlight here attached. Please find the draft of the speech I had mentioned, which suggests that we do not need to see a need to regulate Ether as is currently offered as a security. That language is in brackets and would be used if we are all in agreement. We would also have a call with Buterin later this week to confirm our understanding of how Ethereum Foundation operates. Gee, that's funny. I don't remember them calling Brad Garlinghouse or Stuart Alderati. I remember the SEC suing Ripple, but I don't remember the SEC calling them the way they did Vitalik or Joseph Lubin just before giving them the free pass. This, unfortunately, ladies and gentlemen, is what your country looks like. This is what your government looks like. Maybe, just maybe, we do need Congress to file that amicus brief and use the path that John Deaton has carved for the crypto industry in order to get some level playing field back in our government and agencies again. This should be unacceptable no matter where your political ideologies lie. If you're seeing this and you're processing this information, every one of us should be absolutely united in seeing this rotten, corrupt government ripped from its tentacles and replaced. Not financial advice from me or anyone else. It's a call to action. I'll catch all of you on the next one.